This time around, I'll start from my right of the hall and drift westwards. Can we please indicate if we have questions on this first row, right side? And we'll take numbers. The gentleman in white in front, that's number 1. Number 2, the gentleman in white in cap. Number 3, the one in cap. Number 4. Are we done there? 4 people there, please. Then, number 5 behind. On this row. 6, 7, 8. The lady at the back, 8. I think we're done with that. Let us hear the questions first. And kindly introduce yourself as usual. And if there are questions for the INEC chairman, you let us know. But if it's for a security question for the IG, also let us know. So can we get the mic across? Number 1, please. Please remember your numbers. Number 1, please. Extreme right. Please pay attention. Over there, on the right, extreme right. Take the microphone to the right, please. Take the microphone there. Listen to me, please. Take the microphone.
Thank you, former head of state and the present head of state. But to maximize time, my question goes straight to the chairman of INEC. The citizens would like to know the numbers of card reader, which is very important because it's a gate pass for you to cast your vote, and the numbers of backup in case of a failure, because card reader is a system. In case of a manufacturing, so what can you do so that a lot of people will not be differentiated during the voting due to our experience in the last general elections, where the card reader is not working, and most of it, you don't have a backup as a security.
So you want to know the number of card readers that the Commission is going to deploy, and how many are backups, right?
Exactly.
Sorry, we didn't capture your name. Your name and your organization, please.
My name is Hassan Sadiq.
Hassan Sadiq.
I'm from Grassroots Empowerment.
Accredited observer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Domestic observer.
Number 2, please. The gentleman in white in the cap. Yes, you're number 2. Yes, you know yourself now. It's on.
Hello. Yeah. First of all, I've got 2 things to say.
Can you please tell us your name?
Oh, name is Samuel Taiwo Brown, Fabian Society of Nigeria.
Accredited CSO, I presume.
Yes, please.
Observer. Okay.
Observer. I want to use this opportunity. I know INEC has been abused all week for incompetencies. And I want to say to the chairman, well done. We've gone round. And you've done a fabulous job in preparing for this. And my second question is to the IJ regarding security. Most Nigerians are not sure if they will be out tomorrow.
Sorry, can you use the mic? Draw it nearer to your mouth, please. And speak a bit louder.
Yeah, the second question goes to the IJ. People are a little bit amused about, after the election, is anything moving during the election, apart from voting? Are people ready to go out? That's all the question to IJ. Thank you.
I don't know whether the IJ actually got that question. I quite honestly did not get it. After the election, what's the question, sir? After the election?
The saying on the street is that nothing moves.
Nothing moves?
Yes, apart from going to the vote. So yes. People want to move from one place to the other.
Yes.
People should stay in.
Yes.
But there's a confusion on the street on that issue. If the IG can make it a little bit clearer for us.
You get it, sir? He wants to know that it says there's confusion. What exactly? Sorry, sir, please pardon us. But what is the confusion here? He says don't move unless you are going to the polling unit to cast your vote, right?
Yes.
So what's the second one that is causing the confusion in your mind?
The confusion is that everything keeps still. Nobody should go out. That is the confusion.
Okay.
Thank you.
So whether stay at home or go out to vote?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Yemi Adamalek, Enough is Enough Nigeria, domestic observer through the Situation Room. First question is to the INEC chairman. There have been in last few days quite a bit on social media around ballot papers found and videos of the sort. As we go into elections tomorrow, just wanted to find out what should citizens do if they see such? What is the best protocol in terms of the commission dealing with it? And tied to that as well are concerns historically of underage voting and what that protocol will be if either observers or citizens notice that and what should they do? Especially, I mean, by the time they're voting, they have their PVCs already. So, and then the second question is to the IG, who has stated very clearly that anyone who breaks the law, be it ballot box snatching or whatever it is, will be arrested and prosecuted, not lose their lives. But people have been, over the week, in response to Mr. President's statement, sharing parts of the Constitution that talk about resisting arrest and being shot. Just wanted him to clarify clearly what protocol has been given to the police officers as it relates to those issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 4, please.
My name is Omale Ben Amedu. I represent the Advanced Allied Party, the Golden Spoon Party. For some of us who are representing our parties who are here for this coalition results eventually, as there are no provisions for us to vote in this center and we will be taking the time to travel to our various places, what time, please, will we be converging here when the results will start coming so that we know how fast to move from our various bases of voting?
Thank you. I think that was answered before, but the chairman will answer again. Number 5, please.
Samson Itodo, Yaga Africa. Mr. Chairman, can you tell Nigerians or provide a status update as at today what the Electoral Commission has done to address the issues around shortfalls on sensitive materials as well as non-sensitive materials? What's the status update as at today? The second question is around voter turnout. We know that the Commission calculates voter turnout by registered voters. But yesterday you released the data for PVC, for collected PVCs. How is the Commission going to be calculating or assessing voter turnout for this election? Is it going to be by registered voters or by the PVCs collected as announced yesterday? And lastly is to the IG of police. IG, can you please comment on some reports around arrests by the police of members of political parties? Let me be very specific. There's a report that a candidate in one of the elections in Kwara was arrested yesterday. Just this afternoon again, there's also another report that another candidate from a political party in Kano was also arrested. It will be great for Nigerians to know if these arrests are actually true. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Number 6, please. I think somewhere here. Number 6. Number 7, then. Number 6 has forgotten his number. Actually, I don't think you're number 6. Were you number 6 or number 7?
Number 7.
No, the lady. Okay, the lady was number 7. Go on, proceed.
Okay, my question is to the INEC chair. Yesterday you spoke about the issue of APC.
Your name and your
Okay, sorry, my name is Charles Ode. I work for Kaftan TV. Yesterday you spoke about the Commission's position on Zamfara APC candidates. But then, yesterday, a judgment came from the Court of Appeal, Abuja Division, setting aside the earlier judgment of the High Court on the Zamfara issue. So what is the position of the Commission now, and are the candidates for APC in Zamfara going to be captured on the ballot paper, or just give us clarification on what's going to happen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And last lady, please.
My name is Jokia Disa, report for TVC News. My question has to do with the ballot papers that are being reported to be cited in states other than states that they are prepared for. There are reports that you have ballot papers meant for Lagos State in Kwara State and vice versa. So I just want a clarification. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And with that, we'll finish with the first round of questions. I think the IG and the chairman of INEC will now respond to these questions, please. Honorable Chairman, sir.
Let me go first. Hassan Sadiq is an observer. The citizens will have the number of place of malfunction or failure of the card reader. I think I've answered this question over and over again. We have card readers equal to the number of locations where citizens are going to vote. So we have card readers equal to the number of polling units and voting points, 176,000 plus. We also have what we call redundancies, or spare card readers we deploy on the basis of a minimum of 1 per RA per ward. And we have 8,809 wards. So in the event of complete malfunction of the smart card reader, then there is a spare capacity. First, we have the RA technical support, which is something that can be fixed. They will fix, but if the card reader has to be replaced, we have the capacity to replace the card reader. But while on this point, may I talk briefly about what failure of the card reader to the Commission is. Failure is not the inability of the card reader to read a voter's biometrics. But some people assume that once the biometric is not read, the machine is dead. The card reader comes to the card is not wrong, it's issued by the Commission to replace the complete reward. Secondly, the card reader also confirms that the person who presents it is the actual owner of the card. It's not a stolen identity. Once that is confirmed, once the PVC is read by the smart card, the voter is separated. The information is saved in the card. But the Commission took a step higher by authenticating the voter using the biometric. Remember, at the point of the registration, captured over 10 figures. So that is just authentic. But in the event of the card reader failing to read the biometrics, no voter is disenfranchised on that score. That's why in 2015, the Commission introduced an incident form, but we have modified it for the 2019 general elections, realizing that in 2015, the voter had no part to play in completing the incident form. Now we have created 2 boxes, one square, one rectangular, on the register of voters right beneath the voter's photograph, where we require the voter whose fingerprint is not authenticated by the card reader to thumbprint and then to leave his or her telephone number. We do so for 2 reasons. In the event of litigation, you can summon the voters register and do a forensic test to see if one person has been thumbprinting or they are genuine voters whose fingerprints couldn't be read by the smart card reader. But secondly, after election, we will then use the information from the register of voters to invite those whose fingerprints the machine could not pick, so that we now examine the reasons why, if may be, we capture the information. So the total and short of your question is that yes, we have enough card readers for all voting locations, and then we have spare capacity in the event of failure or malfunction. Next is Yemi. What we do about ballot papers and the pictures that surface on the social media. I responded to this yesterday, because one of those who has been going around drawing attention to this incident on the social media actually visited us at the commission, and I received them. Clearly, these are not ballot papers from the commission. Our ballot papers have layers and layers of security because the commission designs the ballot papers. They are not designed for us by vendors. In addition, there are other security features. But equally importantly, the stamp validates the ballot papers. And on the back of each ballot paper, you'll have a stamp signed by the presiding officer and dated. So that is the second layer of security. But you ask, what should citizens do if they come across such? If you come across such, please promptly report either to the commission directly in the situation room using any of our social media platforms and the toll-free numbers, or report to any official of the commission in the field, or do your job as a citizen by reporting to the security agencies. That is in the unlikely event of having a ballot paper straying and picked up by citizens. Underage voting. Underage voting is an illegality because there is statutory age for eligibility for registration as a voter. But what you should do is, if on election day you find anyone that is apparently underage or conclusively so, kindly report this to any official of the commission or the security agencies. Working with the Inspector General of Police, I said this, that any underage person caught trying to be accredited or voting on election day will be arrested. Voting is only open to Nigerian citizens who are above the statutory age of 18. It's an illegality, and let me see this opportunity to warn those who may wish to sponsor underage persons to vote on election day that they will be arrested. And the good thing is that, at least in the numerous elections that the Commission has conducted, we have never had any report of incidents of underage voting. And we conducted elections into 195 constituencies off-season. Between the first election we conducted in Kogi State in 2015, and the last one we conducted in Oshun in September last year. Then a party representative talked about the time to converge here because they will go and vote. Perhaps the person who asked the question came a bit late. I said so in my opening remarks, that the National Collation Center, which is located here, will open at 6 p.m. on Sunday, the 24th. It will open at 6 p.m. with the general introduction of those who are present, including the agents, and then I will set the ground rules for the collation of results for the 2019 presidential elections. So please cast your vote on Saturday and make your way to Abuja and kindly be here by 6 p.m. That is when we commence the process. Yaga Samson, issues around shortfalls. I must admit that we experienced shortfalls, and I've explained this in previous briefings as well. We have taken measures to meet the shortfalls, mainly some categories of result sheets, but very few of ballot papers. Yesterday we had an extensive meeting with the central bank, officials of the commission, and the security agencies, and mapped out strategies for ensuring that any stray material found elsewhere is promptly returned to where there are shortfalls. And we also made up for some of the shortfalls.
Yeah, that's what I've been
and this is what we
have done. Talking to other people there.
We have planes on the ground in Abuja and Lagos.
You still want the guests to say something so that you take
any material that needs to be taken, for instance, Belsa and Rivers will be flown to Port Harcourt Airport. Any material for Cross River and Akwa Ibom will be flown to the Calabar Airport. Any material for Edo and Delta will be flown to the airport in For the Southwest, it is essentially.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. Did you get my voice?
What?
All right, we're all right with this. Okay. Also here is Dr. Olajumoke Yakubu Aliso for the Center for Democracy and Development. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me on the program.
And the last but not the least is Mufiliat Fijabi, CEO, Nigerian Women Trust Fund.
Hello, Nigerians. I'm very happy to be here.
Did I pronounce that name correct?
Basically, service to Plateau. For the Northwest, we have 2 hubs, Kano, to cover Katsina, Kano, Jigawa, and Kaduna, and then Sokoto to cover Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara. For the Northeast, we have 3 hubs, Gombe to take care of Bochi and Gombe, Adamawa to take care of Adamawa and Taraba, and then Borno to take care of Borno and Yobe. But these cases are really not widespread. We have just made elaborate arrangements in case we need to respond quickly. And this is what we have done so that we can respond quickly and speedily. They have finished all the shuttles, except I think for the Northwest, particularly Sokoto to cover the 3 states of Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara. So there is an elaborate arrangement for us to respond speedily. And this will be available throughout the process if we need to move anything that we need to move around. But I made ample explanation and clarification in previous briefings. Voter turnout. What are we going to use to measure voter turnout? Is it by registered voters or is it by PVCs collected? Well, if you have no PVC, you can't vote. So it makes sense to use PVCs collected. But the law recognizes the register of voters. So all the plans that the Commission has put in place is based on the total number of persons on the register of voters. In fact, if we use the PVCs collected, there will be no shortfalls. But if we use the total number of voters registered, then that's where we are responding. The law said that you make your preparations on the basis of the total number of persons on the register of voters. So we are using the register of voters. But I understand what the point you are making. It's just like the division of the states of the Federation into constituencies. You have what we call in the Commission constitutional malapportionment. And this is something similar in the sense that you have the reality that you can only vote with a PVC. But you also have the legal provision that you use the total number of persons on the register of voters for the purpose of computing the results of the election and also all the other things that you need to do, not just the number of PVCs collected. Charles, Captain TV, Commission's position on Zamfara. We have said consistently that the Commission is a law-abiding institution. We operated in the case of Zamfara on the basis of our understanding of the law. Other people disagreed with us on the basis of their understanding of the law. And if issues are joined in this manner, our Constitution provides for a remedy. And the remedy is a recourse to the judiciary. And under our Constitution, once the courts of law make a pronouncement, we are duty-bound to obey. The Constitution says all persons and authorities in the Federation must obey court orders. So, to cut a long story short, you are aware of what happened, the conflicting judgments by cause of court jurisdiction, the cases are going to the higher courts. And I also said consistently that we must always have a plan B. We have sufficient experience as INEC to know that on the eve of elections, some judgment may just come up. Recall what happened in 2007 with the presidential election, when the Supreme Court said one of the candidates who was not on the ballot paper must be placed on the ballot paper. And then that sent the Commission into a panic mode. So we always have a plan B in case there is need for some further action on the basis of the judgments of court. And after our briefing yesterday, we were informed and later served the judgment of the Court of Appeal saying that the Commission should recognize APC candidates in Zamfara State. It's a very clear-cut, straightforward judgment. We have since complied, and we have also issued a statement. So the APC candidates for the National Assembly elections will be on the ballot in Zamfara State tomorrow, and also they will be on the ballot in Zamfara State for the governorship and state assembly elections, unless there is another judgment of a superior court before then. But we'll continue to obey court orders. We are law-abiding. And finally, the last question I think is similar to the one I answered about ballot papers in the states. I think I've responded to that. But if there is an opportunity for a follow-up in case the question is slightly different from the one I answered, I'll be most willing to come back again. IG?
Thank you. I think I'm going to be very, very brief. The first question asked was on restriction of movement. I think it's very clear. The restriction of movement is done to enable the electorates to go and cast their votes. It is not to disrupt the process or to disrupt movement of persons. If you are accredited by the authority, that is by INEC, that you should move within the period of the voting, you move. If you are not accredited to move, you don't move from one ward to the other. But the restriction is meant for you to move from wherever you are, your house, to the polling booth, or you go there and cast your vote. It is not to prevent you or to cause any confusion. It's rather to make you safe. The second question is on those that will snatch ballot boxes or buy votes. In every country, we have laws governing that country. And every law-abiding citizen in that country is expected to obey the law. If you break the law, there should be consequences. The same thing here in Nigeria. We have our laws. If you break the law, there should be consequences. The laws are meant to be obeyed. And if you disobey it, and nothing happens to you, there will be no law and order in the country. So don't engage in box snatching. If you intend to do that, please stop. Otherwise, there will be consequences. Candidates of some candidates were arrested in Kwara and Kano. That's the third question. Whether you are a candidate or you are not a candidate, you are expected not to break the law of the country. We heard of what happened in Kwara. The Commissioner of Police reported that 2 people were killed. And the group of people that were suspected to have done the killing were arrested. And one of them is a candidate of one political party. So because he's a candidate for one particular, or is a candidate in the election, should we allow him go without enforcing the law? So he has been arrested with others for him to defend himself as to the allegation of the murder that took place. That is it. It's not just because he belongs to a political party or is a candidate for election that he was arrested. No, it's just because of the murder that took place. 2 people were killed in Kwara. In the same vein, in Kano, you all know that there was a problem in Kano. Again, 2 people were killed in Kano. Some vehicles were burnt down because of clash between party supporters. And police had to move in to make arrests of the people that were committing this crime on the scene. And at the course of making arrests, one of the suspects happens to be a candidate in the election that is going to take place. So do we leave him because he's a candidate? I think he should defend himself. That's why he was arrested. So this is a country that obeys the rule of law. If we close our eyes and allow some group of people to break the law and go free, then there will be no law and order in this country. And we shall not tolerate that, and we shall never allow that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Inspector General. Please let me take two on this side. Wow, too many hands. Can I have a lady first of all? Any lady? Yes, number one, two ladies, number two there. Anybody here? Okay, ITV, Reverend. So those four questions, please. Pardon us because time is fast spent and the Inspector General of Police has to attend to pressing security matters. So does the chairman, and this all also has to be reconfigured. So let's take those four questions very quickly, and that'll be my apologies, please, for those who could not take it. Yes, number one, Gemma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Ijoma Osamo from Africa Independent Television. Mr. Chairman, sir, yesterday I asked a question concerning Delta South Senatorial District, and you gave me an answer that it is a pre-election matter. But I had to read the judgment, which says that the party involved is to conduct a fresh primaries. So I want to know if we look at the Electoral Act, which gives the time and date for the submission of candidate lists, as well as the time and date for when you can substitute a candidate or replace it. If this party has been ordered by the court to go conduct a fresh primaries, does it then mean that that name will still remain on the ballot? That's one. And on the case of Zamfara, yes, there is a judgment to that. But if you look at what is happening in Rivers, is it not also possible that the name of Rivers candidate should also be in the ballot, since they already have an order, a stay of execution from the appeal court to that very judgment? And there are still judgments in the appeal court. If Zamfara can be given that waiver, there's still another judgment from Sokoto on the issue of Zamfara. What is happening to Rivers?
Number two.
Number two. Please, I need to ask the IG.
You have two questions.
I need to ask the IG.
Let's hand over to another person, please. Time is fast spent. Can you hand over to the other lady, please?
I insist I need to ask the IG question, please.
You cannot insist. Let us give opportunities to other people, please. Please. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Deborah Ndifon. I represent Nigerian for Abuja. Mine is a security question. What amount of money will I be found with and that will warrant arrest? For instance, I might be found with like 500,000 naira and I'm not sharing the money. Will I be arrested? And what if someone gets information that I have a certain amount of money on me without proof? Will I still be arrested? So.
Thank you. Number three, yes, gentleman. Yeah, right. ITV, yes.
I'm Al-Hassan Bala from ITV. IG, sir, you specifically mentioned observers and INEC officials that they will be protected, but in your statement, you didn't mention protection of journalists. And your men, I believe they are listening. What will happen to journalists that will be covering election tomorrow?
Thank you, gentleman. Venerable.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Venerable Joseph Unwanya, representing CONAC, Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion. My question is to both INEC chairman and the IG, but it's one. It's on the issue of movement of people. If you notice carefully, the polling unit, the PVCs and the polling unit are not aligned in proximity to the address of voters. in 2015, women were roaming about looking for their polling units, sweating, trekking long distances. What are we going to do in that situation? People were crisscrossing world looking for their polling unit. I have to look for my own from Wuse Zone 5 until I got it by Sheraton. What are we going to do to such people? If I'm allowed to make a suggestion, please, can somebody, Mr. IG, with a PVC, who is not armed, be allowed to locate the polling booth? If he's not armed and is with PVC to vote, and we say when people vote, they can go back if they don't want to stay, and that will help them not to foment trouble. Can they be allowed, if they have a PVC, to go back to their homes?
Thank you. He'll answer that. The very last one, the lady, channels maybe. The lady in black. The lady in black, that will be the last question, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Linda Akibe from Channels Television. And this question is to address to the INEC chairman.
Can you speak a bit louder here, please?
Okay. Linda Akibe from Channels Television. Now, there are concerns that tomorrow's elections may suffer yet another setback because as many as 13 states have shortfall of critical field staff. I want to know what the Commission is going to do to address this.
Thank you very much. I think over to the IG and Chairman INEC.
Hello, sir.
For your responses, please. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, please. No, sorry, please. Over to you, sir. Chairman, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to answer the questions very briefly. Ijoma, AIT, Delta South Senatorial District, that the court ordered a particular political party to conduct primaries. What is the Commission going to do? I have not been advised yet about the specific orders of the court. But whatever the orders are, we will study the orders and then proceed from there. I don't think it's helpful in a forum such as this to make a pronouncement on a matter that we have not actually studied, particularly when it concerns orders of court. Secondly, you made a comparison between Rivers and the case of Zamfara. I am not aware that there is any live order in the case of Rivers that the Commission has not obeyed. There's no live order that I'm aware of in the case of Rivers that INEC as a Commission has not obeyed. I understand yesterday there was a judgment also at the Court of Appeal, but by now I'm sure everyone knows what the judgment says. There is no live order, live matter that INEC has not obeyed in the case of Rivers. Then Joseph from CONAC is a double-barrel question. My understanding of what he said is that what happens when people go around trying to locate their polling units, will they be caught up by this order on restriction of movement on election day? We have said it over and over that once people have legitimate reason to go out on election day to vote, for instance, and because we frankly don't have enough polling units going by the population of registered voters in this country, is something that we have to come back to after the election. I'm sure the IG will not restrict movement of people who have reason to go from one place to another just simply in order to vote and go home. 13 states have shortfall of critical staff, Linda. The question was asked yesterday, and I wonder what critical staff are they talking about. Now, if there is any shortfall in critical staff, the resident electoral commissioner should have drawn the attention of the commission to that. I'm not aware that there is any state suffering critical shortfall of critical election duty staff. Are we talking about the presiding officers, supervisory presiding officers, collation officers, returning officers? What are we talking about? Unless you are specific, I wouldn't know. But as far as the commission is concerned, there is no any report of critical shortage of of staff for the election. In fact, the reports we received that in many centers we were inundated by the sheer number of people who came out to be engaged to serve as ad hoc staff for the commission, rather than the other way around. Thank you very much, IG.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. And thank you for the questions. The person that asked question on carry money. I don't think anybody told you not to carry money. If you carry money, maybe you want to buy food or whatever, no problem. And I don't think there's any law that says on election day you should not carry money, no matter how little it is. But if you use the money in buying vote, you will be arrested. Protection of journalists. Journalists, you are protected. If you are accredited, please move about. You'll be protected. But make sure you carry your accreditation with you for us to identify you. And then the chairman had explained concerning you carrying your PVC and you are trying to locate where you will vote, whether the restriction of movement will affect you. The essence of the restriction itself is to protect you to go and cast your vote. So if you are carrying your PVC and you are looking for polling booth, go ahead and look for a polling booth and then cast your vote. That is the essence of the restriction, to allow you to do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the IG and Chairman INEC. On behalf of the Commission, I'm afraid that is all the questions we can take. Apologies if we could not take your additional questions now, but I'm sure you'll appreciate that the workload and the things that have to be done are so enormous, but we have to end this briefing now.